Welcome. Today we're looking at the top 5 rare United States of America half-dollar coins, each valued for different conditions, important mint marks, and special varieties that collectors actively seek. From early silver half-dollars to iconic walking Liberty, Franklin, and Kennedy issues, these coins can be worth far more than face value whether they're found in circulated, uncirculated, or high-grade condition. Mint marks like D, S, and no mint mark play a major role in determining rarity and market value. Let's get started. First up, the United States of America half-dollar dated 1974, a coin that many people have seen, some have spent, but very few have truly understood. At first glance it may seem ordinary, yet behind its familiar design lies a story that continues to fascinate collectors and coin lovers around the world. The 1974 half-dollar belongs to an era when American coinage was going through significant changes. Silver was no longer part of circulating half-dollars, and the nation was adjusting to new materials and new economic realities. Even so, the half-dollar remained a symbol of strength and tradition, larger than most coins and rich in visual impact. Because of this, many people saved them, spent them, or stored them away without realizing how important certain examples could become. On the front of the coin, the portrait of John F. Kennedy stands out with sharp detail and dignity. His image had already become iconic by the time the 1974 half-dollar was struck. The calm expression and strong profile give the coin a timeless appearance, reminding people of leadership, history, and national memory. This design alone is one of the reasons the Kennedy half-dollar series remains so popular among collectors today. Turning the coin over, the powerful eagle on the reverse immediately commands attention. With its spread wings and shield, it represents strength, freedom, and resilience. The overall design is bold and balanced, making the half-dollar one of the most visually impressive circulating coins of its time. Even in circulated condition, this coin still carries an undeniable charm that draws the eye. One of the most important details of this 1974 half-dollar is the absence of a mint mark. Coins without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and for many collectors, this small detail makes a big difference. Mint marks help tell the story of where a coin was made, and when one is missing, it adds a layer of intrigue that encourages closer inspection and deeper research. Although millions of half-dollars were produced in 1974, not all of them are the same in the eyes of collectors. Circulated examples show signs of use, small scratches, softened details, and natural wear from years of handling. These marks are not just damage, they are evidence of a coin's journey through time, passing from hand to hand, witnessing everyday American life. Collectors often appreciate circulated coins because they tell a story. Each mark and worn edge reflects decades of history. For the 1974 half-dollar, circulated condition examples still hold strong interest, especially when other important factors come into play. The challenge lies in identifying coins that stand out from the ordinary within this massive production year. The excitement around this coin grows when collectors consider rare variations, striking characteristics, and unusual production details. Sometimes, a single unexpected feature can transform a common-looking half-dollar into something extraordinary. This possibility is what fuels the passion of collectors and keeps the search alive year after year. Another reason the 1974 half-dollar continues to attract attention is its declining presence in everyday circulation. Unlike smaller coins, half-dollars gradually disappeared from regular use. Many people stopped seeing them in daily transactions, which led to fewer opportunities for them to be saved in good condition. Over time, this scarcity in circulation added to their appeal. The half-dollar also carries emotional value. For some, it brings back memories of a different time, when larger coins were more common and felt more substantial. For others, it represents the thrill of collecting and the hope that an overlooked coin might turn out to be something special. This emotional connection adds another layer to its worth beyond metal and design. As interest in U.S. coins continues to grow globally, the spotlight often returns to coins like the 1974 half-dollar. Collectors study them carefully, searching for the right combination of date, mint characteristics, and condition. Even circulated coins are not ignored, because history has shown that surprises can emerge from the most unexpected places. What makes this story so compelling is that it revolves around a coin many people once considered ordinary. A half-dollar that may have sat in a drawer, been spent at a store, or passed unnoticed through countless hands now commands respect and serious attention. It serves as a reminder that value is not always obvious at first glance. So the next time you see a Kennedy half-dollar, especially one dated 1974 without a mint mark, take a moment to look closer. Notice its weight, its worn surfaces, and the history it carries. Coins like this prove that even circulated pieces can hold remarkable significance when the right factors align. In exceptional circumstances, when everything comes together perfectly, this United States of America half-dollar from 1974 has been associated with values reaching $45,000. Next up. The United States of America half-dollar holds a special place because of its size, its weight, and its strong connection to American history. The half-dollar dated 1993 with a P mint mark is one of those coins that many people have seen but very few have truly understood. At first glance it may look like just another circulated coin, yet its story reveals far more than its face value suggests. By 1993, the Kennedy half-dollar had already become a long-standing symbol of remembrance and national pride. Introduced decades earlier, the design continued to resonate with collectors and everyday Americans alike. Even though half-dollars were no longer commonly used in daily transactions, the United States Mint continued producing them, creating a fascinating situation where millions of coins existed, yet few actually circulated widely. The front of the 1993 half-dollar features the instantly recognizable portrait of President John F. Kennedy. His image is calm, confident, and timeless, giving the coin a dignified presence. Even in circulated condition, the portrait often remains strong, with visible details that remind us why this design has endured for so many years. Every time someone looks at this coin, they are reminded of a powerful chapter in American history. On the reverse side, the bold eagle design commands attention. With outstretched wings and a shield at its center, the image represents strength, unity, and resilience. The detailed engraving gives the half-dollar a sense of importance that smaller coins simply do not have. Despite wear from circulation, this design continues to stand out, adding to the coin's lasting appeal. One key feature of this coin is the P mint mark, which tells us it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. For collectors, mint marks are more than just small letters. They are clues that help trace a coin's origin and production story. The presence of the P mint mark connects this 1993 half-dollar to one of the most historic mints in the United States. Circulated condition adds another layer to the story. This coin has clearly been used, handled, and spent, giving it a life beyond collectors' albums. Light wear, softened edges, and small marks are signs of its journey through time. To many collectors, these features are not flaws but proof that the coin has played a real role in everyday American commerce. What makes the 1993 half-dollar especially intriguing is its place in modern coinage history. During this period, half-dollars were often produced mainly for collectors rather than for general circulation. As a result, finding circulated examples became less common over time. This unusual balance between production and actual use adds to the curiosity surrounding coins from this era. Collectors are drawn to coins like this because they challenge assumptions. A coin from the 1990s might seem too modern to be special, yet numismatics often proves otherwise. Small variations, striking characteristics, and unexpected details can elevate a seemingly ordinary coin into something far more significant. The half-dollar also carries emotional and nostalgic value. For some people, it brings back memories of receiving a large coin as change or saving one because it felt different and special. For others, it represents the excitement of searching through collections, hoping to uncover something overlooked. That emotional connection keeps interest alive and demand strong. Another reason this coin continues to be discussed is its size and presence. Unlike pennies or dimes, a half-dollar feels substantial. When you hold it, you sense that it was meant to matter. That physical impression alone has encouraged many people to save them, unknowingly preserving pieces of history for future generations. Over time, as fewer half-dollars appear in everyday use, coins like the 1993 P mint mark example become more intriguing. Collectors and enthusiasts take a closer look, re-examining years and conditions that were once ignored. This renewed attention often leads to surprising discoveries and rising interest. What truly makes this story compelling is the idea that value is not always obvious. A circulated coin, worn and familiar, can still hold extraordinary significance. It reminds us that history, rarity, and collector demand can combine in unexpected ways, transforming a simple object into a remarkable find. So the next time you come across a Kennedy half-dollar dated 1993 with a P mint mark, do not dismiss it too quickly. Take a moment to study its details, feel its weight, and consider the journey it has taken. Coins like this prove that even modern pieces can carry powerful stories and hidden potential. Under exceptional circumstances, when all the right factors align, this United States of America half dollar from 1993 has been associated with values reaching $45,000. Next up. The United States of America half dollar from 1980 with a D mint mark is one of those coins that quietly carries history, movement, and mystery within its worn surfaces. Many people have encountered it, some may have spent it without a second thought, yet very few have paused to consider what stories and possibilities it might hold. By 1980, the Kennedy half dollar had already secured its place as one of the most recognizable coins in American history. Decades had passed since its introduction, yet its design still commanded respect and attention. Even as smaller coins dominated everyday transactions, the half dollar remained a symbol of substance, reminding people of a time when coins felt solid and meaningful. The front of the 1980 half dollar displays the familiar portrait of President John F. Kennedy. His image is strong and dignified, capturing a sense of calm leadership that resonates even today. In circulated condition, the portrait may show signs of wear, with softened details and light marks, but this wear tells a story of real use and real life. Each touch and movement adds character rather than taking it away. On the reverse, the powerful eagle design spreads its wings with confidence. The shield, the feathers, and the overall balance of the design give the coin a bold presence. Even after years of circulation, this side of the coin continues to reflect strength and national pride. The half-dollar's size allows these details to stand out in a way that smaller denominations simply cannot match. A key detail that collectors always notice is the D mint mark. This small letter indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing vast numbers of coins for circulation. For collectors, mint marks are essential clues. They help trace a coin's origin and add depth to its story, turning a simple object into a piece of a much larger historical puzzle. Circulated condition adds another layer of fascination. This 1980 half dollar has lived a life. It may have passed through countless hands, traveled across cities, or sat in drawers and pockets for years. The light scratches, worn edges, and smooth surfaces are not flaws, but evidence of time and movement. To many collectors, these marks enhance the coin's authenticity and appeal. What makes this coin especially interesting is its place in a changing era. By 1980, half dollars were slowly fading from regular use. People began to see them less often in everyday transactions, making circulated examples increasingly uncommon as time passed. This gradual disappearance from circulation sparked renewed interest among collectors who began to look more closely at dates and mint marks that were once overlooked. Collectors are often drawn to coins like this because they represent opportunity. A coin that appears ordinary can sometimes surprise those who take the time to examine it closely. Variations in striking, condition, and preservation can transform a common half dollar into something far more intriguing. This sense of possibility keeps collectors searching and studying. The 1980 D mint mark half dollar also carries emotional value. For some, it recalls memories of receiving a large coin as change or saving one because it felt different from the rest. For others, it represents the excitement of building a collection and discovering that history can be held in the palm of your hand. Another reason this coin continues to attract attention is its physical presence. Compared to modern coins, it feels substantial and important. Holding it creates a connection to the past, to a time when coins were designed to last and to be noticed. That feeling alone has encouraged many people to keep half dollars rather than spend them. Over the years, interest in Kennedy half dollars has grown steadily. Collectors revisit years like 1980, studying them with fresh eyes and deeper knowledge. Coins that once seemed ordinary now receive serious attention, especially when they show unique characteristics or survive in notable condition. The story of this coin reminds us that value is not always obvious. A circulated half dollar may not look extraordinary at first glance, but history, demand, and rarity can combine in unexpected ways. What matters is understanding the coin's background, its journey, and its place within the larger picture of American coinage. So if you ever come across a United States of America half dollar dated 1980 with a D mint mark, do not dismiss it too quickly. Take a moment to examine its details, feel its weight, and appreciate the history it carries. Coins like this prove that even well-used pieces can hold remarkable significance. In rare and exceptional cases, when all the right factors align, this remarkable half dollar has been known to reach a value of $45,000. Next up. The United States of America half-dollar dated 1985 with a P mint mark is one of those coins that quietly commands attention, especially when found in extra fine condition. It may not shout its importance, but its story unfolds slowly, revealing why collectors continue to watch this coin so closely. By the mid-1980s, the Kennedy half-dollar had already become a familiar part of American coinage. Its design was no longer new, yet it had gained a sense of permanence and respect. Even though half-dollars were not commonly used in everyday purchases, the United States Mint continued striking them, creating a unique situation where coins were produced regularly but seen less often in circulation. This contrast adds depth to the story of the 1985 half-dollar. The front of the coin features the well-known portrait of President John F. Kennedy. In extra fine condition, the details of his hair, facial features, and profile remain crisp and clearly defined. There is minimal wear, just enough to show that the coin has been handled, but not enough to erase its original beauty. This level of preservation is highly appealing to collectors who value both history and visual quality. On the reverse side, the strong eagle design stands proudly with impressive clarity. The feathers, shield, and overall structure of the image are still bold and easy to appreciate. Extra fine condition allows the design to shine, offering a balance between originality and gentle aging. This combination gives the coin character without sacrificing its striking appearance. One of the most important identifiers on this coin is the P mint mark. This small letter tells us that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most historic and respected mints in the United States. For collectors, mint marks provide essential context. They connect the coin to its place of origin and help complete its historical narrative. Condition plays a powerful role in the appeal of the 1985 half-dollar. Extra fine examples are far less common than heavily worn circulated coins. These pieces avoided years of harsh handling, making them more desirable to collectors who seek quality. The preservation of detail and surface makes a noticeable difference in how the coin is perceived and valued. What makes this coin even more intriguing is its position within modern coin collecting. Coins from the 1980s are often overlooked because they are not extremely old. However, serious collectors know that age alone does not define importance. Factors such as condition, demand, and scarcity within certain grades can elevate a coin from ordinary to exceptional. The 1985 half-dollar also carries emotional and nostalgic value. For many people, it represents a time when half-dollars were occasionally seen but already felt special. Receiving one as change or spotting one in a collection often left a lasting impression. That emotional connection continues to drive interest today. Another aspect that draws collectors to this coin is its size and weight. The half-dollar feels substantial compared to modern pocket change. Holding it creates a tangible connection to American history and craftsmanship. This physical presence encourages people to keep and protect these coins rather than spend them, especially when they are found in higher condition. Over time, extra fine examples become harder to locate. Coins are either worn down further or removed from circulation entirely. As availability decreases, attention increases. Collectors revisit dates like 1985, studying them more carefully and recognizing their potential within complete sets and specialized collections. The story of the 1985 P Mint mark half-dollar reminds us that value can exist quietly. A coin does not need to be ancient or made of precious metal to be important. Sometimes, the combination of design, condition, and historical context is enough to create lasting interest and strong demand. So if you ever come across a United States of America half-dollar dated 1985 with a P mint mark in extra fine condition, take a closer look. Appreciate the sharp details, the balanced wear, and the history it represents. Coins like this show that careful preservation can turn a familiar object into something truly special. In exceptional situations, when all the right elements come together, this impressive half-dollar has been associated with values reaching $45,000. Next up. The United States of America half-dollar dated 1992 with a P mint mark is exactly that kind of coin. In very good condition, it carries visible signs of use, yet those marks are what give it character and authenticity. This is a coin that tells a story not through perfection, but through experience. By the early 1990s, the Kennedy half-dollar had become a familiar yet uncommon sight in daily transactions. Although it was still being produced by the United States Mint, it had largely disappeared from regular circulation. This created an interesting situation where many people knew the coin, but few actually used it. As a result, each circulated example from this era feels like a small survivor of a changing monetary landscape. The front of the 1992 half dollar features the instantly recognizable portrait of President John F. Kennedy. In very good condition, the main details remain visible, even though the finer lines have softened over time. The portrait still carries its dignified presence, reminding us why this design has remained unchanged for decades. The wear does not erase the image. Instead, it adds depth and history to it. Turning the coin over reveals the powerful eagle on the reverse. In very good condition, the overall shape and major features are clear, even if some of the smaller details have faded. The strength of the design still comes through, and the larger size of the half dollar allows the image to remain impressive despite years of circulation. The P Mint mark on this coin indicates that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. For collectors, this small detail is an important part of the coin's identity. Mint marks help trace where a coin was produced and connect it to a specific place in American minting history. Even a single letter can add meaning and context to an otherwise ordinary-looking coin. Very good condition tells us that this half dollar has lived a full life. It has been used, spent, and handled many times. The surfaces are worn, and the edges are smooth, but the coin remains whole and recognizable. To many collectors, this level of wear is appealing because it reflects real-world use rather than long-term storage. What makes the 1992 half dollar interesting is how easily it can be overlooked. Coins from the modern era are often dismissed as too recent to matter. However, collectors know that significance is not always tied to age. Factors such as circulation patterns, demand, and survival rates play a major role in determining long-term interest. The half dollar itself holds a special place in American coinage. Larger and heavier than most coins, it was designed to feel important. Even in very good condition, the coin still has a strong presence. Holding it creates a sense of connection to a time when coins were meant to be noticed and appreciated. Another reason collectors continue to study coins like this is the element of surprise. History has shown that overlooked dates and conditions can suddenly gain attention when new information or trends emerge. This possibility keeps interest alive and encourages people to take a closer look at what they already own. The emotional side of collecting also plays a role. For many, a worn half dollar brings back memories of earlier years, of seeing or receiving a coin that felt different from the rest. That nostalgia adds intangible value and keeps these coins relevant beyond their metal content. Over the years, as fewer half dollars remain in circulation, examples like the 1992 P Mint mark coin become harder to encounter. Each surviving piece represents a small link to the past, preserved not in perfect condition, but in honest, everyday wear. This coin reminds us that value does not always come from shine or rarity alone. Sometimes, it comes from the story, the journey, and the continued interest of collectors who see potential where others see only wear. The 1992 half dollar stands as a quiet example of that idea. So if you ever find a United States of America half dollar dated 1992 with a P Mint mark in very good condition, do not ignore it. Take time to appreciate its worn surfaces, its weight, and the history it carries. Coins like this show that even the most familiar objects can hold surprising importance. In rare and remarkable circumstances, this United States of America half dollar has been connected to values reaching $45,000.